Oh my goodness, how embarrassing. You just caught me making a ketchup salad because one day in the future, I want to have a wife and kids. So I feel like in order to be a good husband and a good dad, I gotta learn how to cook. And this is just something that I'm practicing. Don't knock it until you try it. And since, I want to have a wife and kids in the future, I'm gonna be saving myself until that time. It's just something that I want to do. Please don't judge me. But it's very hard to be able to save myself in this climate right now. It's a world full of temptation. So I need a good support group. I need to go online and maybe find other men that also want to save themselves until their marriage. So that's when I remembered. Back in like 2012, there used to be this guy named Skippy who was all the rage because back when Cringe was becoming mainstream and a lot more people were finding out about it, Skippy was on the tip front of that wave. He was on a show where he went on a date and he took this girl to this romantic spot overview in Salt Lake City because they're in Utah, and he brought this ship with him that he called Relation, and then he gave the ship to the girl that he was on a date with and said, "I'm looking for my relationship."
And we've been, like sailing these little friendships, for a while and stuff like that. Like a year, right? Yep. Wouldn't you say? Okay. So we're sailing the friendship, but there's another boat that's in the harbor. You ready for this? Huh?
I don't know.
Huh? This boat is called a relationship. And what I attempted to do not so smoothly was bring you up here and ask you if you'll go with me to the Cher concert. That's all I'm gonna say.
Wholesome good fun. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But the thing is though, I wonder where he's at today. Do you think he has a wife and kids of his own? Because that was so long ago. I hope he's doing alright. You know what? Let's check up on him. Oh no. It seems like he's still a virgin after all this time. Oh, who would have ever guessed? Can't say I saw this one coming. And what's really fascinating is that he is still uploading so much. So, does this mean that we're about to buckle up our seatbelts because we're about to dive in head first into the cringe zone? Yes. Hello, my name is Yoel Silver, and you are literally my best friend in the whole wide world. And what we do on this YouTube channel is we find internet icons that upload a lot of content, and then we just review it together at the same time. So if you're ready to feel the cringe like you never felt before, come on this journey with all of us. So the first video that I want to review with you today is titled Flirting with Tracy. And it's because the girl in the thumbnail looks kind of cute. The video does have a decent amount of views, but for some reason I still have a huge hunch that he's gonna mess this up miserably.
My full name is Tracy.
This is Tracy. I shouldn't have to say a full name because I don't want anyone to watch this to stalk her.
Oh, don't stalk me.
I am her newest friend. I think so. You haven't made friends with anyone in the last 2 minutes, have you?
Not in the last 2 minutes.
No.
You are my newest friend.
And we just witnessed an amazing... How did you know the people here with this show?
It's a long story. And Steven and I became Instagram friends on social media.
So
and
I've heard of it.
He hit me up and we were friends and went karaoke.
With benefits? Friends with friendly benefits?
I plead the fifth.
Okay.
Ooh, that was a crucial one. The only way that I could describe how that interaction just made me feel is, let's say your brain is going 100 miles an hour and for some reason it pulls the emergency e-brake. And that's how that made me feel. It made me feel like time stopped. You know? Have you ever seen him naked? I plead the fifth. He he he. Man, that was some nonsense because she didn't want to hurt your feelings, but she also didn't want to sell her dignity, so she told you that she did in the worst way possible, in my opinion. Can't really blame her though, because that's not an appropriate question to even ask in the first place, but wow. Imagine you go out and this actual interaction happens to you.
Time I can like dance with my fanny pack and people appreciate it. I feel like
You have a
I'm in a
fanny
good
pack.
crowd.
She really does have the fanny pack. This is great. So,
Why are we recording this? What are you gonna vlog this?
well, can I put you on my?
Yes.
I don't know. Isn't she a little bit too much into this right now? Like, she clearly just told us that she sucks. And now she's like enthusiastically telling him, go ahead and upload this. I don't care. Something's extremely off, but at the same time, I don't know. Maybe the girl just is into dudes and Skippy might actually be able to pull this one off. I mean, it does have a decent amount of views for some reason.
You're in the presence of the real life 40-year-old virgin. Yeah. Are you impressed a little bit? Like,
I'm a little excited. I'm a little excited.
Yeah, how is this guy a virgin?
Taking care of that yet?
Yeah, taking care of it is exactly.
Skippy, she's dominating you in that pose, my man. Resting her elbow on your shoulder. If you do that at home, you watching this video, then I need you to call 911 and turn yourself in. Because the people that do that, do you have no respect? Do people like me and Skippy look like a wall to you that you can just lean on? Do I look like an armrest? Because last time I checked, I'm a human.
How is no one taking care of this shit?
Because I look a bit like Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Will you come next Friday to an art show?
Is it going to be a nude show?
No, I wish it was.
Okay. Well, I wanted you to know the kind of person that you're dealing with here. Micro-famous.
You're very famous.
I'm not quite famous, but I do have 8,000 subscribers on YouTube.
I'm like, when I get over 100 likes on my drawings, I'm like,
yeah.
Am I reading this wrong? Because I don't know. I feel like this girl might be really into Skippy. She's like not fazed by any of this. Usually when I'm at the bar and the age-old question comes up of what do you do for a living, my brain is all like, for the love of God, just lie. Please lie. Don't say the truth, lie. Matter of fact, don't even lie. Just tell her you're unemployed, bro. Telling her you're unemployed is way better than what you're gonna say. And that's when I tell them straight up anyway that I make YouTube videos for a living, and usually that's it. The conversation usually ends there and I go home alone. But this girl isn't being fazed by Skippy recording the whole interaction while they're in a public event with a bunch of drinks. You know, not a place that you'd want to record the whole event, but doesn't seem fazed at all. So I'm really wondering, when is he gonna mess this up?
the vibes
Tonight.
are still happening.
Yeah. And then you're making friends like this.
I do always when I go places.
I can sense that about you.
But I don't go that much because it's too much sometimes.
It's too much. It really
I don't
is.
have enough energy.
Yeah.
So like once a week or a big event, maybe once or twice a month, really. So
That's
I've been like looking forward to
twice
the show.
a month more than
then-
I go out lately.
No way.
I've been going through depression lately, and so I haven't been going out tons. But
I had like a 2-year
back in the day, I
period.
used to be really social.
You can literally see her whole body language change. It's as if somebody took a remote to her and put down the volume button. She got tense. She got terrified in that moment when he told her that. Because Skippy, I'm gonna have to ask you a question. Is your name Skippy, or is your name Captain Mood Killer? I'm gonna need to see some ID because I don't think your name is Skippy. Where do you work? Because are you the CEO of making sure to bring down everyone's mood by talking about my depression? Because we're in a boardroom right now and we want to give you a raise if you're the CEO of bringing people's mood down that are having a good time by talking about my depression. Because you're killing it, dude. You're making our stock go up. We want to give you a huge all raise if you're the CEO of bringing people's mood down by talking about my depression.
This is my guy, Jason.
This is your guy?
Yes.
We should all go on a double date sometime. Or something. Anyways.
Ah, man, you just got swindled by that old bar move called, is this guy bothering you? Or maybe I'm judging a book by its cover. Regardless, this is still extremely painful to watch, isn't it? But was it in vain? Because the next video on the chopping block is called Thrift Store Groupie, and it seems like the groupie that he's talking about is the same girl from the show. So let's find out what this is all about.
Okay, so I have a second date with Tracy, tonight we are going to go to a thrift store. And by the way, this was her decision for what it is that we do on our date.
You guys are really about to go on a date to a thrift store? That is so lame.
There she is. That's Tracy. You guys remember Tracy, right? We don't have to bring them with if you don't want.
No, it's okay. I mean, whatever you think.
Is Skippy finally about to realize the power of clout? Because clout is dangerous. Clout got people out here doing all sorts of things, like taking your date out to a thrift store and calling her a groupie. Now, I don't know if you know what a groupie means, but I'm going to put the definition of the word groupie on the screen because I cannot read it out loud because that word is full of temptations, and it is a cruel world out there, ladies and gentlemen. And since I'm going to save myself until marriage, I cannot even bother myself to read it.
Okay.
We don't have to record the whole time, but I think it might be fun.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
going to give you a hug because
How are you, Skippy?
I'm good. How about you,
Good.
Tracy?
I have chocolate pudding on my shirt for work today.
Do you? Can I taste it? That's so weird.
No.
Sorry. Oh, how did you get someone else's chocolate pudding on you?
I'm a caretaker.
Oh, that's right. Like, I did get in the comments a fair I don't know if you read the comments on
I
the
didn't
video.
read all of them. No, I didn't.
Alright, so the more times that Skippy spends with this person, the more we come to find out that she's extremely wholesome, and that's really great. And I also kind of feel bad for the girl because she seems like she doesn't want to be filmed, so then Skippy tries to turn that around by saying where you are on a date with me, of all people. Every choice she has ever made in her life led her to that moment right there. Isn't that crazy?
Okay, I get a fair number of people saying, like, how did he get her, or is he paying her to be on the date with him? Especially knowing that I'm a virgin, I don't think that your purpose in being my friend is to get me to lose my virginity to you. And then
No, but I thought about wanting to deconvert you from Mormonism.
deconvert me from Mormonism.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk about a plot twist. Now that I really did not see coming. So this girl gets off on converting people out of Mormonism. That's kind of weird.
So I reminded Tracy about the fact that we do get an employee discount because I work, and to which she said, no, people are going to think, now people are going to think that
I'm using you for your
discount.
TI discounts.
And so people are just going to think that you're a thrift store groupie, and so maybe thrift store groupie should be the name of this video. Tracy, the thrift store groupie.
Yeah, it could work out. There's a giant Mr. Potato Head over there.
Oh, there is.
Okay, so it seems like everything is adding up now. This woman doesn't care that Skippy has a bunch of clout. This woman doesn't care that Skippy is a 41-year-old virgin. She's just using him for that sweet discount of his. Skippy has been around the block a little bit too many times to care. He seems like he's well aware that she's only using him for a discount, so he's gonna use her for views by asking her if it's okay to title the video and calling her a groupie. Which, of course, she just agrees to. And my boy runs off because he just got consent to make somebody look bad. That's a smirk that only a villain could have. Like a little kid that just got away with stealing a bunch of cookies out the cookie jar.
It is, right? I'm giving her... This is so romantic. This is totally where we should...
Very romantic.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, as it almost
going
drops
wrong.
your phone.
Uh-huh! Watch out, everybody! Skippy feels really comfortable in this thrift store that he's willing to give Tracy back hugs. And Tracy's just taking one for the team and allowing herself to be graced with Skippy's love. Isn't it such a joyful moment?
I think I won that one.
I'm sober completely.
Go me. I think that deserves like a kiss. Right? That totally deserves a kiss. Yeah, the winner gets a kiss for sure. Okay, the next thing we compete in, the winner gets a kiss. I'm calling her right now.
It doesn't work like that.
Okay, well, I tried.
Dude, Ski. Bro, come on. Like, you've been doing this for so long, to the point that I'm starting to think that you enjoy getting denied more than you enjoy winning, because you knew what her response was gonna be. Why would you want to do this to yourself? You've been at this for so many years. that I think you actually get off on doing this, dude.
Will you please describe what we did on our first date?
We met outside my apartment, walked to Squatters.
We did. All right, let's fast forward to the one part, though, I was thinking of. After Squatters, what happened on the walk home?
We held hands. Bravely.
Sometimes holding hands can be like more intimate than kissing, right? Do you agree with that statement? Sometimes, no?
Sometimes, but not always.
Okay.
What was that about? Skippy's out here virtual signaling Tracy to be like, can you just please say that holding hands is a little bit more intimate than kissing? I just want my fans to think that I'm a cool guy. Please, Tracy, please. And even then, she wouldn't play those mind games with you. She just wants to get your discount and get out the store. After seeing you just get this beating, I can only imagine the type of comments that were left on this video. So let's read a couple of them. Lone Wanderer 55 said, she didn't take the time to dress up or change her pudding-stained shirt. Her interest level is low, my guy. You are not romantic interest in her eyes. Jake Denham said, Tracy, I have chocolate pudding on my shirt. Skippy the wordsmith. I can taste it. The only reason she even brought up that she had chocolate pudding on her shirt is because you had a camera there, Skippy. So she just wanted to make sure that people know that that's why it's on there. She doesn't look too professional. So I'm gonna have to agree with this guy. You just chose the best words to say at that moment. You can tell his breath smells bad. He talked so much that white foam formed on the crack of his mouth. No water. She often tried to turn away from his dragon breath and keep a distance. Stroom with 2 M's said, honestly, if I hung out with a guy and he said the things you say, I would never hang out with you again. Very creepy. Joshua Hill says, I don't think she thinks that that is a date. I feel like they were just hanging out. Me too, Joshua. I'm gonna have to be honest with you. I think this whole date thing was something that he planned about later. I think she was just gonna go to the thrift store, use his discount, and then go home. As friends. But he decided to call it a date for his YouTube channel. So wasn't that an extremely painful ride? I'm in extreme pain, and there's a part 2 to this video. But I don't think I got enough stamina to be able to watch it. Guys, I'm exhausted. So the only way that I'll ever watch that video with you, my best friend, is if this video can reach 1,000 likes. If it doesn't reach 1,000 likes, I don't want to get nowhere near Skippy ever again. So it's up to you. And if you would like to support the show, consider maybe purchasing this hoodie that says, I'm your best friend. And then wear it in my next video. This way we could be wearing the same exact thing. Only if you want to, of course. I never want to force anybody to buy merch. Only buy it if you can. And if you can, then I really appreciate it. And if you can't, I'm extremely appreciative that you even made it this far in the video. So your view means the world to me. And you know, maybe a like in the comment too. It's not gonna hurt, it's free. Yeah. And remember, 1,000 likes and maybe I'll do a part 2.